How you doing? The topic we're going to be discussing today is the legalization of marijuana. Generally, I want to inform about the use, side effects, and the drug itself. Specifically, I'd like to inform my audience about this drug itself, so that when the time comes for them to vote, they are better informed and can make a more educated decision. Have you ever thought that a past Control 1 scheduled substance would be on the voting ballot? If not, the time has come. And if it hasn't yet for you, it will come because it's spreading across the country. And the choice is going to be up to you. Vote yes or vote no. This is a relevant topic because it's an ongoing issue in society today. You can see it all over the news, and its publicity is continuously increasing on this topic. And especially the introduction of it medically. I'm credible to speak on this topic for several reasons. One being I've done extensive research on it from web documents, books, videos, magazines, journals, articles. Second, I'm a psychology major and we've done extensive research on the behavioral and psychological effects of the use of marijuana. Third, I have personal experience with this drug, and I believe with the three combined, I have a good enough background to inform on this topic. Marijuana is an ongoing issue, and the introduction of it in the medical field has gained a huge publicity and large increase in interest, and this is going to continue. First, today we're going to discuss the arguments for legalizing marijuana. Second, we're going to discuss the arguments against legalizing. Moving on now to the first main point. Arguments for legalizing marijuana. Marijuana has been stated to have substantial beneficial health effects. According to www.ibitimes.com, they state that marijuana has largely reduced the symptoms of Alzheimer's disease. Also, they claim that it has had large progressment in glaucoma, multiple sclerosis, and epilepsy, which are all serious health disorders in the world today. They also claim that, excuse me, they also claim that medical marijuana with cancer patients has largely reduced the negative effects of chemotherapy, in which these patients suffer severe nausea and loss of appetite. And this drug has reduced that nausea and giving them the desire to eat again, not causing that substantial weight loss. The second fact here to look at is that the war on drugs has been claimed to be a complete failure, and where American citizens are spending millions of tax dollars every year for something that's going to be a failure. According to Governor Ron Paul on the Ron Paul channel, he claims that prescription drugs are the leading cause of death in the U.S., while the government is more focused on marijuana. He also goes on to claim that this is an industry itself, specifically related to the federal prisons, in which American citizens spend millions of dollars in taxes towards every year, with the largest percentage of inmates there under sentencing under the possession of marijuana, which clearly doesn't make sense when you got prescription drugs which are 10 times more lethal, and majority of your inmates are there on marijuana, a drug that could potentially have beneficial health effects. Moving on to the second main point here, the arguments against the legalization of marijuana. It has been said that there have been negative health effects linked to marijuana. According to www.drugabuse.gov, the National Institute of Drug Abuse claims that marijuana has had serious cardiopulmonary effects, and that it increases heart rate within the first 2 hours and highly increases the chance of heart attack within the first hour in people who use it. Also, they have claimed that it has had very negative respiratory effects, specifically focusing on the lungs. Similar to the effects of those who smoke cigarettes on a daily basis, the lungs are affected and ultimately increases the chances of getting lung infection. Another point to look at here is that they claim there have been there has been a positive fight in the war on drugs. In it was recorded that there had among children 12 and older there was a 13.2% ratio of how many were using the drug. In 2008, last recorded, this number had dropped to 6.1%, which shows that there's been a drastic decrease. Also, um, the www.cnbc.com states that when making something illegal legal, with laws around it, it doesn't reduce the illegal use of it at all. To support their evidence, they use the example of gambling. Making gambling as legal has not in any way reduced the illegal gambling going on in this country. So what is to make this trend not continue on the same path? Moving on to the conclusion here, I would like to state that we first talked today about the arguments for legalizing marijuana. Secondly, we talked about the arguments against legalizing marijuana. This is an ongoing back and forth issue that is going to be very relevant today, and ultimately the choice is going to be yours. Vote yes or vote no.